So I just got this rhythm arranger, beautiful Roland TR-66, and it's been sitting a while, obviously dusty, but looks pretty good. However, I got it and there's no power. So I plug it in. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm plugging it in right now. And as you can see, there's, oh, it's on. Oh, it's unbelievable. I absolutely love it. All right, I'm going to show you what just happened and how happy I am that it's working. And I'll show you how I got here, though, to figure this out. So, I was going to show you, and I was hoping it was going to eventually come back, but it came back in between the time it took me to put this back together and turn the camera on. So, here's what happened, though. And this is all basic electronics, but I thought, you know, if anybody's out there that's just really getting into this in the beginning and, you know, has some kind of an issue like this. So, I plug it in, I got no power. So the first thing I want to do is eliminate the possibility of a bad cord, because, you know, things get moved around, cords get bent over the years, and who knows, could be a cord. So I just set this to voltage. Actually, the very first thing I did was check the continuity of the fuse, and it was working fine. I pulled it out to look at it before I plugged it in, and before I tried it and tested the fuse itself. But anyway, we've got continuity at the fuse. And, you know, if you're a super beginner, continuity tester is just this. And it beeps if we're getting power across the fuse. So that's telling us the fuse is okay. So, again, we want to make sure the cord was okay. So in that situation, the cord comes in, it's black and white. And I just put those two there, and you can see we got 106 volts. I think you can see that. We've got Japan is a 100-volt system, so we've got 106 volts coming across the line here, which is, you know, it fluctuates a little bit depending on how many people are using the power. So we got 105 volts. So we know we got power coming in. And then we go over here to a little bit lower voltage. And now we want to check to make sure we've got power coming out of the transformer. So we've got that power going in into the transformer and then coming out with two yellows. So hopefully we're going to be able to see all this. I'm going to do this without editing, I hope. These are pretty low budget vids, people. I apologize, but you know, I don't monetize the channel. I'm just trying to help out when I can. So we check out the two yellows here. And we should have 20 some volts at the yellows, and we got nothing, which is strange. I'll flick this back over here. Okay, we got 34 volts, my apologies. 34 volts at the transformer out, all right? 26, 25, just had 34 for some reason. All right, we got 26 volts. That's what we should be at roughly. And so now we know the transformer's putting out juice, okay? We can eliminate it being a bad transformer. So now, that's not how we like it to go, but at this point, we need to figure out where the power is coming out of here. So we got power coming into this. Now the orange and purple are coming off the fuse. So let's test those and see if we got power at orange and purple. So we go to the purple, we go to the orange, and we got 23 volts coming out of that. So now we got to figure out where these are going on the board. So we got orange and purple, and unfortunately there's orange and purple all over the place. But I snipped one section of this beautiful old hand-tied Roland loom here, and that allowed me to trace this orange and purple enough. And I should have known, you know, but you don't always think as clearly as you'd like to. One of them is going to go to the power switch, the on-off switch. So this Roland has a switch and a volume control in one switch, all right? A power switch and a volume control. So I go to the orange here, and then the purple, I found, trace that to the board right here. So here's our purple on the board, and then we've got the switch. So we should have 24 volts at these two. So I hit that, and again, I'm not sure if this is going to show up for you, but the purple here, orange on the switch, we got 23.4 volts there. So that's good. So now when we turn this on, we should have 24 volts on the other side of the switch. And right now we got 20. I didn't have anything before. So what I did to test this whole situation was to just grab a piece of wire, and I don't see it anymore, but it was just a small piece of bare wire, which I unplugged it for when I did that. But I just wrapped the wire from this side of the switch to this side of the switch and just twisted it like a twist tie, piece of bare wire again. And I don't see it, but you can imagine what it is. And I had power. So I knew the problem was in the switch. And then, and that's where I left it. I thought, okay, well, we know we got a bad switch. That's great news. I can, you know, worst case scenario, replace the switch. But I thought, I wonder if it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So I hit it with some electronic cleaner first, and then a little bit of contact spray. And I rocked it back and forth, and it still wasn't coming on. So, you know, it sounds good, but it wasn't coming on. And anyway, that's where I was at when I decided to make this video, to show you how I was able to bypass the switch to make sure the machine actually works. And now, to my absolute joy, it's working from the switch. So just a little cleaning and working it back and forth is all this switch needed to come back to life. So I tested it to hear it working when I had my wire wrapped across the two to just basically bypass the switch. But let's hear it. We got the output. Turn the power on. Hit start. So fantastic. This doesn't always happen, you know. There's oftentimes there's going to be some other issue that is a problem here, but in this situation, it's really fun when you are able to track things down and then determine where the problem lies. And it's even more fun when just a simple cleaning is all is required to get you back in action. So anyway, that's my troubleshooting technique, which is just basically anybody's, I think. But if you're not getting power, I start with the cord. From the cord, I go to the transformer. From the transformer to the switch. If you don't have power on the other side of the switch, I just hot wire across the two sides of the switch to make sure we got power. You know, after that point, we did. So I knew we could isolate the issue as the switch. And again, a little bit of spray is all that we needed to get it back in order. So fantastic. Anyway, best of luck with your projects, people. It's a little tedious working on electronics, but when you are able to bring something back, it's really rewarding and makes it all worthwhile. Good luck.